Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to dive into one of my all-time favorite books, Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Specifically, we're going to explore Part 1, titled, Right and Wrong as a Clue to the Meaning of the Universe, Chapter 1, The Law of Human Nature. C.S. Lewis is a renowned writer, theologian, and philosopher. He's best known for his fantasy novels like The Chronicles of Narnia, but his Christian apologetics are equally compelling. In Mere Christianity, Lewis presents a case for the existence of God and the basics of Christian belief. So, let's jump right into it. In Chapter 1, Lewis introduces the concept of the law of human nature. He argues that every person has a sense of right and wrong, which he calls the law of human nature. This law is not something that people invented, but something that people discover. Lewis writes, "These, then, are the 2 points I wanted to make. First, that human beings, all over the earth, have this curious idea that they ought to behave in a certain way, and secondly, that they do not in fact behave in that way." What Lewis means by this is that people have a sense of what is right and wrong, even if they don't always follow it. For example, almost everyone agrees that murder is wrong, and yet people still commit murder. The fact that people have this sense of right and wrong suggests that there is a higher law, a moral law, that exists beyond human invention. Lewis goes on to explain that this moral law is not just a matter of personal preference or cultural tradition. It is something that is universally recognized and respected. He writes, "This law was called the law of nature because people thought that everyone knew it by nature and did not need to be taught it." To illustrate this point, Lewis gives the example of a game of chess. The rules of chess are not something that people just made up. They are based on the nature of the game itself. Similarly, the moral law is based on the nature of human beings and the world we live in. Now, you might be wondering, if there is a universal moral law, then who or what is responsible for it? This is a question that Lewis addresses later in the book, but for now, he simply argues that the existence of the moral law suggests the existence of a moral lawgiver, that is, God. So, what are some key takeaways from Chapter 1 of Mere Christianity? Here are a few quotes to sum it up. This law of human nature is not simply a fact about human behavior in the same way as the law of gravitation is, but it is a fact about the nature of human beings. If there was no meaning in the universe, we should never have found out that it was meaningless. Just as, if there were no light in the universe and therefore no creatures with eyes, we should never know it was dark. Dark would be without meaning. These, then, are the 2 points I wanted to make. First, that human beings, all over the earth, have this curious idea that they ought to behave in a certain way, and secondly, that they do not in fact behave in that way. In conclusion, Chapter 1 of Mere Christianity is a powerful and thought-provoking exploration of the law of human nature. It challenges us to consider the existence of a moral law beyond human invention, and raises questions about the meaning and purpose of the universe. I hope you found this video informative and inspiring. Stay tuned for more videos on Mere Christianity and other works by C.S. Lewis. Thanks for watching.